Dr. Martin Luther King's speech.
Don't open your mouth.
I have a dream. I have a dream. Not nightmare, dream. And the reason I say that is because some people have associated Obama with Dr. Martin Luther King, and they are nothing alike. They're nothing alike. They are on opposite teams. If Martin Luther King were here today, him and Obama would be at odds with each other and enemies, to say the least. Martin Luther King fought for freedom of the black people, as our Constitution spells it out, for all men of the United States. What he wanted was equal rights. Equal rights. He did not want to enslave the other side. He wanted equal rights. And there's men putting this into perspective on YouTube and Facebook and other social medias, Twitter, and there's just an endless number of social medias today. I'd like to have access to every one of them if I had time. It'd be great. I could just copy paste everything and just, let the world see what God is talking about. But I remember this speech. And in this speech, a part of it stuck out for me. I remember seeing this on, and I didn't go there. It would have been great if I could have went there. I was like, was I 14 at the time, something like that? But I remember the speech, and I remember him saying that he has a dream that little white boys and little black girls could walk down the street together, hand in hand, and little white girls and little black boys. The implication was there, no difference between the two. Doesn't matter which way you say it. His dream was that we could walk hand in hand together into the same school and sit down in the same class and go to the same bathrooms, have mutual respect for one another, and not just that, for who one another is. And today, the Obama dream is overbearing the white people. Let's turn them into slaves. Let's take their finances. Let's cause them to become our slave, and let's fix our laws so that we can dominate, and we'll use whatever means possible. Obama is credited to Black Lives Matter, and forever will be credited to Black Lives Matter for those ones who raised up and started shooting our police officers. That is credited to Mr. And you know something? I watched Dr. Martin Luther King as he walked probably 50,000 people through the streets of the cities in our nation. Young men. I remember this one young black man that he looked to be about my age at the time, about 14, 15, and walked past the camera and gave it the middle finger as it went by. Well, it must have been Obama. You know what I'm saying? Because he was about peaceful marches, peaceful demonstrations. And he was willing to put his life at risk for the things he believed in. You know what? And Obama's not putting anything at risk. He goes out and wastes our resources, gives away everything that we've worked hard for. You can't put him in the same room with Dr. Martin Luther King. He's not even worthy. He's not worthy to unloose the shoes of Dr. Martin Luther King. And was the son or the grandson of Malcolm X I saw today on YouTube that was talking about how Obama is Marxism. He is against everything our Constitution stands for. And I'm in total agreement with that. Then when you leave the foundation and the principle of who we are and what we stand for, then you begin to crumble. You begin to crumble as a nation. You begin to crumble as a people. You begin to crumble in moral values. You begin to crumble in everything that you hold dear. And those people who sit back and say we just need to let things pan out. No, we don't need to just let things pan out, because if you let things pan out according to what the devil thinks, brother, you are not going to end up on the good side of that. You're not going to end up on the good side of that. And you know, Dr. Martin Luther King earned my respect some years later. I'll tell you the truth, I didn't really understand what was going on when I was 13, 14. The media, the liberal media, did not tell it like it was even then. They wasn't concerned about, you know what, it didn't surprise me when Dr. Martin Luther King was shot, because I saw that he was doing something, I knew enough to know that. I saw that he was doing something really good. He, excuse me, he calmed down riots. He didn't start them up like Obama did. He didn't start them up like the liberal media is doing. Matter of fact, all of them are doing it now. He didn't cause people to go out and sit in the middle of the streets and cause traffic violations. He didn't cause people to go out and blow stuff up. He didn't cause copycat anything. When he spoke, people heard him, and their hearts was touched by him. He would say things like, revenge is wrong. He knew in his day that the #1 killer of young black Americans were young black Americans. Vengeance is a terrible, terrible thing. And he was right when he said the oceans of revenge have an ever-rising tide. The oceans of revenge have an ever-rising tide. And you know what that causes? A tsunami. A tsunami. And we as our, we are a people that is blind to righteousness. The Bible was right when it said in the last days they shall be lovers of themselves more than lovers of God. You know how we become blind to things, to people like Dr. Martin Luther King? He was a preacher, by the way. The man preached. When he would get up to a microphone, he would preach the gospel to those people. He was a preacher. He wasn't like any preacher that I know of today. Wasn't like any of those. Man, he loved the Lord. He cared about what was right. He cared about people, cared about each other. He cared about white people and black people coming together in unity and respect for one another. The man has forever got my respect. I tell you what, you guys want to put a black man in the White House? You get one like that, and I'll vote for him. I'll vote for him. I will advocate for him. Everything I did for Trump, I would do for him. All right, God bless you. Thank you for joining me. See you next time right here. Another great message across the middle of ministry.